What happens if villagers learn how to copy and paste? Well, I wanted to find out, so I gave one dumb villager the abilities, but then he got smarter and smarter, taking over his village, then advancing their entire civilization to new, never-before-seen levels. I knew this might spiral out of control, so I added a safety. When I gave him the power, I also added a copy and paste mod into the sun. The cells inside the sun are copying and pasting rapidly and are set to consume the earth in 1,000 years. But will the villagers become so advanced that they can survive an exploding sun? First things first, let's find ourselves a villager. This guy looks good as any, holding an emerald. Greedy villager. We just gotta give him this, the copy and paste stick. What's he gonna do with it? Damn, talk about greed. Literally buried under it. Where'd he get that crown? Where's he going? He must be hungry, I guess, after pasting all those emeralds. Bro, there's literally bread shooting out of his windows. Look, the farmers, they're like, what's the point in doing this? They just dropped all their tools. Guess these chickens are free now. You're free! Fly away! Wait, chickens can't fly, right? All right, what's this guy up to now? I think he's thinking his house could be bigger. I don't know if you're gonna be an architect, my guy. This looks like a really poorly made Jenga tower. And how are you gonna get up there? Oh, now you're just bored. Jeez, this guy pasted chickens everywhere. Is that one wearing sunglasses? It's a freaking chicken party. What's he gonna do with the fence, though? Yo, he just built a wall around the entire village. I guess that's gonna keep out the zombies and creepers. Except for this one. Look, he can manipulate whatever he's pasting. He's turned that tree upside down. Upside down forest? I don't think that's supposed to exist. Oh, that looks like it hurt. Oh, come on. That's just not right. Ow! He probably shouldn't do that. He can even paste water, and he's using it to build a river from the source all the way to his mansion? I guess he never has to go get water anymore. And look, he's made life easier for the rest of the villagers. Ooh, somebody's got a girlfriend. Did he just paste her? Bro, what is this? He's got like 50 wives cooking and cleaning and dancing while he's just sitting on his throne? One of them's mad at him. Oh, don't tell me. He just pasted himself. I don't think he's getting along with him. And he's selecting the entire village. Bro, he just pasted the entire village. Oh, this is gonna be bad. Let's skip forward 50 years and see what happens. Okay, so this is the original village. Looks like he's been copying and pasting houses everywhere, and they just all look mushed together. What is this? Some sort of main hall? All the villagers are kneeling on the floor, and these emerald blocks are just floating. So the villagers put the emeralds into these pits, and then a dispenser just rains bread down. And look, all the villagers are living in these identical rooms. They're just stacked with bunk beds. What does this say? He feeds us, no manual labor, copy equals salvation. I guess the original copy and paste villager has become their god. Hey, what is this? Is this a wall made of stale bread? This must be a group of rebels. Look, they're saying they don't want copies. They want to build for real. Copy and paste is a lie. Uh-oh, there's guards showing up. I don't think the guards like the rebels. This is about to get ugly. Oh, just threw bread at that guard's face. Jeez. Did that guy just slip on a baked potato? Yo, this armored guard just got beat by a fishing rod. Oh, there he goes. Okay, but what happened to that other village? The one that got copied and pasted? Let's go check it out. Whoa, this place is a completely different vibe. Look, there's villagers walking peacefully, trading. You never think that this was a copy and paste. And in their farm, look at all these animals. Their sense of community is stronger than ever. Oh, look, it's the pasted villager. But he doesn't have a crown or a throne. He must live in a mansion, though. What kind of mansion is this? It's like a humble small home, and he made it in the upside down forest. So let me get this straight. The original guy's living inside a mega castle, and some of his citizens are immigrating to the village number 2. He's not happy about it. And it looks like he's got a plan. He's filling these bags with emeralds. He's putting them in this cart, and off they go. Wait, a hero standing in the way? Is he gonna? No, he didn't. Okay, so these emerald carts just arrived in village number 2. And with all these free emeralds coming in, the prices of basic stuff just shot up. Look at this. Dirt block, 64 emeralds. Suddenly everything gets insanely expensive. Arguments are breaking out between different villagers in the market. Oh geez, the buyer just threw bread at the seller's head and he hit that lever. Is that a hidden doorway? Bro, why were there kids in that basement? So village 2 has now descended into chaos. I can't imagine that this is gonna go well. Let's skip forward to year 100. Whoa, look at village 1. What is this place? It's like a dystopian copy and paste regime. Everything looks identical. Is this a castle or a prison? Where are the windows? It's just iron doors and bars. And look, their town hall has just turned into a worship plaza with a giant golden statue. The original villager god? What are these speakers playing? It's like an anthem. And there's banners that say copy equals peace and the king loves you. How is the sky gray like that? That's not the weather. Just layers and layers of overlapping copied towers are blocking out the sunlight. Look, there's iron golems patrolling the streets, and they've created these drones that are watching from above. How is a regular villager living though? Look at this tiny room. Bunk beds, concrete floors, no color, no privacy. Everything has just become like a clone. It looks like the villagers have to follow a strict daily routine. 6 a.m. and the entire village has to wake up. Now this is just dystopian. Wait a second. Look at this guy with the banner. I have an idea. Let me just type. Dun, 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 dun. I'm your #1 fan. And look at this workout area. They might as well just be dumb villagers. They're all completely synchronized. And what are they eating? Bread cubes and water served by drones? And they all have to bow to the golden statue before getting to work. And this castle, it's huge, but look at this craftsmanship. It's completely lazy. This one tower is just basically pasted 12 times in a row. Even the windows are cracking. The stairways is crooked. And this just, this is just, what are we doing here? And what is this? A sealed gate. Outside access denied. Looks like the golems and the patrols are keeping this one unlocked. They're zapping anybody who gets near the border. Oh, it's a restricted area. Ghetto number 7. These villagers are kneeling in front of bread-shaped altars, and the speakers are saying the king loves you. Anybody who rebels gets dragged into a re-education booth. And look, they're forced to watch these small TVs that are just flashing different images of bread. They're showing the original villager flying, shooting lasers, lifting a mountain, and it's really badly drawn. But he can't do any of that. All he can do is copy and paste. Oh man, this castle. Things have really changed around here. What is this place? It's like an extra high security chamber. Whoa, glass tubes everywhere. And what is this? They're clones of the king. Cryo Unit 37, activate upon death. Wait, somebody's watching. Who's that? Oh, he looks angry. Does that mean that the king is dying? Let's go check it out. Right, it's been 100 years, so he's old now. And he's in his golden bed, half asleep. His time is coming. Wait, somebody's coming. A lot of people are coming. Who are these guys? Oh, they're his sons. And they're asking him to write his last will. So who is he gonna leave this entire empire to? Oh, I leave everything to the copies? Oh, I don't think his sons are happy about that. Wait, something's going on underneath the castle. Whoa, under the bread ghettos, there's an entire secret passageway, and the rebels are moving through it. Oh, they must be plotting something. What happened to village number 2? Wow, this entire place is made from emerald blocks now. So I guess because of all the extra emeralds, they just turned them into building supplies. Look, emerald roads, emerald carts with emerald wheels, and emerald golems? It's made everything colorful. Even emerald mansions and towers, and the villagers are not working. Look, they've come up with a new currency. They found a way to separate the original emeralds from the copies, and they can scan for it. Whoa, this looks like a lab. What's he got there? Cell duplication, ethical immortality? And it looks like they've got the emerald golems working for them, so the villagers don't have to do labor anymore. So these scientists have come up with a way to expand a villager's lifespan, and they're taking it to the copy villager, the one that helped build this entire place. Oh, they're presenting him with immortality, but he doesn't want it. What's he saying? I gave them freedom and that's more than enough? Wow, he turned it down. Crazy how the copy is nothing like the original. I guess they're leaving. Oh, jeez! Where'd they come from? It's the rebels! The bread rebels! They stole the immortality serum! And I guess that's it for the copy villager. The 2 villagers that started it all, dying at the same time. Back in village number 1, one of the sons was furious, so he had a plan of his own. Bro, did he just? No. He just unleashed all of the copies of the original. Oh, that's not good. Now we have 12 villagers that have the copy and paste ability. I don't know about that one. Maybe he didn't copy it properly. Let's skip forward to year 200 and see what happens. Whoa, what happened around here? It's like fire and destruction everywhere. Look at the houses, the towers and statues. Everything's in ruins. What's going on here? These must be sons of the clones. They're on these stages, and they all have a different version of history, fighting over who's the original. And each son now leads their own army of armed villagers. Well, that explains all the destruction. When the armies die, the leaders remain. Wait, what? Look, that guy just lowered his sword. And the other one dropped a fake crown. Where are they going? Look, the 12 clone sons are sitting around this table. What does that say? Taiga, swamp, badlands, frozen peaks, ocean, the one with cool trees, definitely not a desert. Oh, I get it. After enough mindless fighting, the 12 clones of the original villager decided to call a truce. Since they could keep copying and pasting armies, the fighting would never stop unless they did this. So they split up the land and went their own ways. Meanwhile, the bred villager rebels, they came up with something on their own. A hero villager DNA. What is that? Whoa. Don't tell me. That looks just like the copy stick. They artificially recreated the ability to copy and paste. And it looks like they're keeping it a secret. I mean, I would too. That's a dangerous power and you don't want other people knowing you have it. What about village number 2? They were never ruled by a dictator, so what did all this fighting do to them? Look, a group of trading villagers just arrived. And they're building a small shop on the edge of the market. Wait a sec. He can copy and paste. These are the rebels. A few weeks later, the rebels completely infiltrated the market. Since they could copy and paste, and village number 2 was a free market, they completely took over, becoming the wealthiest villagers in village number 2. Using their money and influence, they rebuilt village number 2 in the sky. They created new technologies that could charge emeralds using lightning rods and redstone. This is how they avoided all of the fighting that happened in the 12 villages below. The bred rebels that resisted the original villager were now bred kings. And it looks like they're planning something new. They're sending ambassadors. I think this guy got the wrong game. They sent ambassadors to the 12 villages that were run by the clones. Their goal was to make peace and to open trade. So as the 12 villagers kept fighting amongst each other, the bred kingdom was good with all of them. Wait, who's this guy? He's just walking through the battlefield. Looks like he's gonna meet someone. Yo, who's that? He's giving something to him. When he's ready. Bred X priori? There's a letter. You were born in the original castle. I gave you away to the bred folk to protect you. You're his son. Never tell them. Wait a second. So this bred villager is actually a son from the original villager. He's the last living biological son, and he's not a clone. Wait, something's going on here. VASA, Villager Aeronautics and Sun Agents. Damn, look at that massive telescope. Oh, I think that scientist is catching on. What's he looking at? Look, the sun particles are duplicating. This entire place will be gone. And now that the villagers know, that's gonna spice things up. Let's skip forward to year 400. Okay, where is everybody? I'm pretty sure they're around here somewhere. Whoa. Village number 2 is not a village anymore, let me tell you that. It's a colossal city made of levitating emerald platforms. Looks like it was created by a wizard. They designed it so these giant lenses could leak sunlight downward. And this city goes so high it almost touches the clouds. But because the sun's heating up, this place is sweating. Look, literally this cactus is sweating. At this rate, this entire floating kingdom is not going to be livable for much longer. Villagers already running around with ice blocks. What is this? A climate control station. The scientists have figured out a way to blow cold vapor across the platform, and they're making artificial clouds to protect themselves from the sun. That's pretty genius, but I don't know how long this is going to hold up. Look, this guy's going to go for a pool day. I don't think so, buddy. Now, what about the 12 villager clone kingdoms? Let's go check one out. There's supposed to be 1 king, but I'm seeing 3. Look, they're arguing. I'm an original copy of the original. That doesn't even make sense. I'm guessing that the copying and pasting never stopped. Whoa, is that another ambassador? Clone 24B visiting from Copy Town? What is going on here? Somebody give me a map. Jeez, look how full of pins this is. Huh? Did that city just duplicate itself? Okay, I need a count. How many clone nations are there? Let me just put this machine down. I think the machine malfunctioned. What does this say? Truth above all, no copy lies. Look, it's a clone villager. He's got golden armor. I'm guessing he's in charge. Oh, the ambassador is handing him a scroll. The sun is unstable. Death nation likely in 600 years. Prepare diplomatically. Yeah, he's angry. So let's recap. There's so many clone villagers and more popping up by the second that the Free Sky City can't even keep up. They're trying to keep trade open and maintain peace. But how do you do that when the clone villagers don't stop popping up? And they all got anger issues. I don't think the Free Sky City's happy about their ambassadors getting murdered by the clone villagers. They're probably done with the whole peace thing. Yeah, that doesn't look like a peace ship. That's definitely a warship. Diplomacy cruiser number 1, absolutely peaceful. And let me guess, that's peaceful TNT? So I think they're gonna bomb all of the clone villagers below. That's one way to do it. Oh wait, they have a lab. It's the Bread Kings. Look, they're each carrying a stale loaf. What used to be something of struggle has become their symbols of power. They're meeting about something with the scientists. Look, it's a floating hologram of villager DNA strands. It's a simulation. He's showing how the clone armies won't stop expanding. And this guy's pulling something out too. Bro, seriously? Get that out of here. What's that? Project Undo, the anti-copy? Well, that sounds interesting. They've come up with a virus that's based on the original villager's DNA. If it spreads, it'll only kill all of the clones. This would solve their problem. Well, this guy's saying it's too slow and they should just drop nukes. Wait, there's one more idea. That is a crazy looking machine. Chrono Paste Emitter. It can copy and paste a villager through time? How does that even work? Well, looks like they're desperate because all of the breadlords are volunteering. Oh, the machine didn't work. And again, I think this machine might be broken, buddy. Whoa, 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 whoa. Genetic match. So it only worked on this one bread villager. Oh, right. He's a grandson of the original villager. But the rest of them don't know that. Well, I'll keep your secret, my guy. They're cloning him. They're cloning him. Ouch! The power ran out. Oh, there goes that. We skip forward to year 600. Underneath the floating Emerald City, it's a post-nuclear apocalypse. Land scorched, rivers dried. Let's just say the diplomacy airship ran through this place. Where's village number 1? Oh, here's the sign. Well, there was the sign. Oh, a villager. You good, man? War never changes. Oh, geez, man. Lighten up. Oh, poor choice of words on my part. This whole place is a complete wasteland. Are all the clone villagers gone? No. Look, they're building, but primitively. And they're still duplicating themselves. But they're like as dumb as cavemen. They've completely lost their sense of formation. What is that one doing? Wait, is that John Wick? Oh, jeez, that is OP. Huh? Look up! No matter how much the Emerald City nuked the land below, they couldn't wipe out the clones because they would just copy and paste as soon as there was one survivor. But all this copying and pasting and nuking has led to extremely dumb clones that don't even know why they're fighting or why they exist. And on top of that, the radiation from the nukes is causing some weird things to happen. Wait, look, the clones are starting to mutate. They don't look the same anymore. And they're arguing over who's more like the original. That one looks straight up like a chicken. So we got a battlefield of confused clones that are starting to look more and more different from each other. And the ones that are more similar are teaming up. Who are these clones? We got Chad clones. Oh, come on. This guy's obsessed with himself. What is this? This must be the ruined statue of the original villager. Born perfect? Oh, you gotta be kidding me. The Chad clones think that they're more like the original villager, so they've grouped up and posted a morning routine. Seriously? Okay, but what's going on in the Emerald City? They're closely watching the nukes from their command center. They started doing something else. They're sending their advanced ships down to abduct clones. They're studying the mutations in their labs. And then after they're done, they wipe the clone's memory and put them back on Earth. What is this, Men in Black? All right, we got a lot going on. I wonder what this is gonna look like on year 800. What? Where are we? Some kind of desert biome, and damn, that is a massive pyramid. How are they building this? The Chad villagers have become pharaohs? They got the other villagers deemed less worthy working for them. But how'd they get them to work for free? Oh, that's how. Yeah, that's one way to do it. Whip them with iron golems. They all worship the original one. How do they even know who the original one was? Wait, look, the clone kings are gathered and they're obeying this hologram. Dig huge canals, obey. Wait, what? Wait a second. In the Emerald City, the scientists, the sweaty scientists, they created the holograms of the original one to manipulate the pharaoh kings. But why? What are they digging these canals for? Whoa, emerald submarines. They're setting up bases underwater. So the Emerald City is now super advanced and using the primitive clones to do their labor by manipulating their religious beliefs. And there's something else. They're inventing a new technology. They're pasting that egg, but it's not here. It's in space? They're manipulating the distance of copy and paste to see if they can paste things way far out, aka on other planets. Well, this is gonna get interesting. Let's skip forward to year 950. Whoa. The Emerald City is now the Emerald Galactic Empire. They've taken over multiple planets, but it looks like all those planets are still orbiting the dying sun. As far as they've come with their technology, they can't paste outside of the galaxy. That's crazy. Multiplanetary, but still doomed. And in the overworld, the clones are gathering around the rising sun. They think that when the sun explodes, the original one will return. And other beliefs have spawned up as well. Like this guy, I got abducted, a totally real story. Right. Yeah, that did happen. So what are the Emerald Villagers gonna have the clones do next? Build an ice wall around the planet? I guess when you're desperate, you're gonna try anything. But some of the clone villagers are starting to smarten up. First, they were told to build pyramids and now igloos. Wait, look, a small group of the clones. They're diving into the canals. They're investigating what these tunnels are for. Uh-oh. They found an Emerald City! It's year 999, and a swarm of clone villagers have snuck into the Emerald City. Since they can all copy and paste, they duplicated themselves like cockroaches. The Emerald villagers tried to fight back, but the clones overpowered them by sheer numbers. They overtook the city in minutes. They thought they were fighting on behalf of the original one, which is super ironic because the Emerald Villagers were using the original one to manipulate the clones, but they were technically actually fighting for the original one because the Emerald Villagers were originally the Bread Rebels that were fighting against the original one. Anyways, they've taken all of the scientists and Bread Lords hostage. They're held up in this giant obsidian tower, and it says witness his return. That's gonna be an ironic end for the Bread Villagers. And just like the original one, these guys aren't the best architects. And now, year 1000 is happening. This sun is swelling. It's cracking. Huh? What? Who's that? It's a bread villager. He must be wearing some sort of anti-radiation robe. The clones are all bowing down because they think he's the original one. How did this happen? It turns out that the copy and paste time machine pasted the DNA of the bread villager back in time. He found the serum that the scientists made that could preserve his lifespan. Then he manipulated the scientists into recreating the anti-cloning virus. Since his memory was also synced with the present day, he was basically existing in two timelines at once. Using future knowledge, he was able to build a machine that allowed him to paste the virus into the sun, causing the sun's rapid pasting mechanic to reverse. He was actually the one in year 800 who told the clone villagers to dig the canals. He was actually the one in year 950 that told them to build an ice wall around the planet. And now, the entire clone army looked to him as a god. He took his place on the Emerald Throne, and finally, after 1,000 years, there would be peace between the clones and the rebels. But somewhere, deep down under the pyramid, one of the clones survived. Wait, what is that? Is that an Enderman? No. No!